In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 4 principles that make a hug feel safe, confident, and genuinely connecting, especially if you're getting back into dating after a long time. No tricks, no moves, just presence, timing, awareness, and respect. Have you ever shared a hug with someone and felt it shift the entire mood in the room? One of those hugs that makes you feel genuinely seen, appreciated, and for a moment completely safe? And we've all felt the opposite. The awkward, hesitant, side-on pat-pat hug where both people walk away feeling a little disconnected. It's physical contact that somehow creates more distance. Here's the part most men don't realize. The difference usually isn't your age, your looks, or your status. It isn't even confidence in the loud, try harder sense. It's the message your body sends in 2 seconds. A hug is a two-way conversation, not a monologue. And if you're unsure of the rules today, what's welcome, what's too much, what's too soon, that's normal. But you can replace uncertainty with clarity. Let me tell you about Michael. He's 56, recently divorced, and a genuinely good guy. He told me about a moment that stuck with him for months. He'd been on 3 great dates with a woman named Claire. The conversation was easy, the laughter was real, the vibe felt warm. At the end of the 3rd date, he leaned across the center console of his car and gave her a quick, awkward hug. His mind was sprinting. Is this right? Is this too much? Too late, I'm doing it. Okay, stop. She smiled and said goodnight, but he felt something shift. The text slowed down, the energy cooled off, and eventually she told him she only saw him as a friend. Michael couldn't understand it because to him that hug was just a polite ending. But to Claire, it communicated something else. Hesitation, disconnection, and uncertainty. Not because Michael was wrong, but because the hug didn't match the warmth of everything that came before it. Here's the good news. This is a skill you can develop. A hug can be a small moment that builds trust, comfort, and attraction when it's done with presence and respect. So let's break down 4 principles for a hug that creates connection without pressure, without guessing games, and without crossing boundaries. Principle number 1, be present and intentional. Before you move in, get out of your head. Take 1 silent breath, feel your feet on the ground. Let your shoulders drop. The goal is simple. Your body should be in the same place as your attention. Example. You're saying goodbye after a good 1st or 2nd date. If you're already half turned toward your car door or scanning the street or rushing the moment, the hug will feel like an afterthought. Instead, square up gently. Make eye contact. Let your expression say, I'm glad I saw you. Then offer the hug like you mean it, warm, not forceful, confident, not pushy. Why this matters: sincere touch can support bonding and calm the nervous system. People often mention oxytocin in this context, but the real difference is sincerity. A present hug communicates, you have my respectful attention. And one practical rule that builds immediate trust: if you're unsure whether a hug is welcome, ask, can I give you a hug? That question is not weakness, it's clarity. Principle number 2, match pace and duration. A hug is a shared rhythm. It's not a performance. You may have heard advice like, always be the last one to let go. That's not connection, that's you trying to win a silent contest. Instead, let the hug end naturally and mutually. Think of it like a slow dance. You don't keep dancing when your partner is clearly stepping back. You feel the moment together. Example. You hug her at her door after a great date. If she relaxes into it, you can stay a beat longer. If she starts to pull away, you release with her smoothly, without making it awkward. This shows 2 things at once. You're paying attention, and you respect boundaries. The comfort people remember isn't how long you held on, it's how safe it felt. Principle number 3, be attuned and responsive. This is the skill most men skip. Your hug should not be one size fits all. It should respond to what she's giving you in real time. Here are a few cues. If she melts into the hug, you might feel a soft exhale, her shoulders drop, her weight lean in slightly. That's comfort. In that moment, you can respond with a slightly more supportive hold, not tighter, just steadier. If she feels stiff, arms light, torso rigid, no reciprocity, that's information. Your job isn't to overpower it, your job is to respect it. Example, you're greeting someone you just met through friends. She offers a brief, polite hug. You match that energy, brief, warm, confident, then you step back. This is what emotional intelligence looks like with your body, listening without words. And when a woman feels listened to at that level, trust grows fast. Principle number 4, context and hand placement. context matters more than most people admit. A hug at the end of a third date is different from a hug when you first meet someone. Your hands communicate your intent before you say a word. In friendly or early-stage dating situations, a hand on the upper back and the other on the shoulder or mid-back is a safe, warm default. It reads as, "I'm comfortable, respectful, and present." Now, the lower back. This is often perceived as more intimate, not because it's forbidden, but because it's a more vulnerable area and usually not part of platonic touch. So think of it this way. A hand on the lower back isn't a tool to create attraction. It's a way to express attraction that's already mutual. Example, you've been seeing each other for a while, there's clear rapport, consistent affection, and you already know she welcomes that closeness. That's when intimacy feels natural, not forced. When in doubt, choose the respectful option. Upper back, shoulder, and here's a small detail that can feel surprisingly meaningful. As you pull away, a light touch on the arm or shoulder for half a second, not lingering too long, can communicate warmth without pressure. So what happened with Michael? He stopped trying to get it right and started focusing on being present. On his next date, he walked the woman to her door. He wasn't running a checklist in his head, he just held one honest feeling: "I'm glad I spent time with you." He asked, "Can I give you a hug?" She smiled and said yes. He hugged her warmly, matched her pace, and let it end naturally. Later she told him, "I felt completely comfortable with you." The hug matched the man. These aren't 4 steps to memorize. They're 4 principles that guide your authenticity. The goal is that eventually you don't think about them at all. You're simply present, respectful, and attuned. This is what mature confidence looks like. It isn't loud, it isn't demanding. It's calm, grounded, and considerate while still being clear about your interest. Last thing, attraction that lasts isn't built on tricks, it's built on moments of genuine connection, safety, and respect. The next time you hug a woman, be present, be warm, pay attention to her cues, and when you're unsure, ask. Because when you do it that way, you're not performing a move, you're co-creating a moment she can actually trust. And that is what people remember.